welcome to 2RightAngles, your guide to creative advertising and junior advertising portfolios. We are your hosts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Francesca. We're the two women behind Book 180, the first global 6-month, all online, 100% female-owned portfolio program. Every show, we're going to feature two creative industry leaders discussing their current favorite workout in the world, and then we'll review a junior creative portfolio together.
So join us as we highlight good work, great agencies, and ways to improve your portfolio so you can land your dream job in advertising. So today we are so excited. Our two guests are Dídima, Arrieta, Martínez, and Dan Ahern. They're an award-winning creative director freelance duo who work out of Spain, and they've picked up amazing awards along the way in their career like Effies, Clios, and an AICP award. Fun fact, they're also married. They met at the Creative Circus, where I also met them and worked together with them when we were students.
They've lived in Boston and New York City together, working at places like Arnold, Campfire, Rocan, Taxi, and the Brooklyn Brothers. And while they were at the Brooklyn Brothers, the agency won Ad Age's Small Agency of the Year. Check out their combined portfolio at dan-didima.com and check out Dídima's amazing side project on Instagram at Sweet Workouts, where she photoshops sweets into vintage exercise photos. It is so fun.
And I'm so happy to reconnect with you guys, like truly. So you guys have lived in Boston, New York, and now Spain. What spurred the move to Spain?
Yeah.
How long have you been there?
2 years.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I thought it was only like 6 months. That's amazing. How's it been?
Yeah, 6 months.
Feels like it.
Sometimes it feels like 6 months.
Yeah. So did you move there like right during COVID or right after COVID?
Yeah, right in the middle of it, really.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was like, well, we like in the middle of COVID in the summer, we decided to move here. So that's when we like decided to come and like we applied for me to be a resident here. And then basically we just had to wait until that was approved. And that took until like December. So then we finally moved at like the end of, what was the pandemic year? 2020?
Yes.
2020.
Yeah. We both moved back to our respective hometowns too, like right at the end of 2020. It's so funny. I feel like that was just such a big life event for everybody.
Gotta get out of Dodge.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like to me, I don't know. It put like a lot of like the time and the importance of things. Like the quality of the time and who to spend it with. Just like close to family.
And you work in the UK, like out of the UK for a lot of agencies. So yes.
Not a lot. Sometimes for a long time. Yeah. But yeah, we work with the UK when we're in New York and actually like here in Spain too.
Very cool. We it's funny the timing because we have a guest speaker panel this Friday on working abroad in advertising, and we have a few people coming who've like moved from abroad to the States or vice versa. We just love to tell our students that it is an option if you want to do it. You just have to. It's hard, it's challenging, but there are like interesting hacks on ways to make it work.
Yeah. So when we finished school, like the first thing I did was I interned in New York, and that was cool. It was like at a tiny place called Campfire. There was probably like 20 people in the office, and then I eventually got a real job offer in Boston at Arnold, which is one of the bigger traditional agencies, and it was like when someone's going to pay you actual money. Campfire, no offense, they were great, loved them, but it was on an intern stipend, and like you can't really live in New York on that. I was blessed to have like a family member in the city that allowed me to do that, But yeah, so once I had that, we went to Boston, and yeah, it was cool. I liked the city. I thought it was great. I had never been there before. You've been there previously one time.
Yeah, I spent one summer there.
Yeah, you spent a summer there.
Summer. That's cool. I've only been to Boston like twice, but just quick.
I've only been once, but it's really cute.
Yeah, it's a cute city. It's smaller than I expected anyway, but it is nice. It's like compact. Like the agency difference, I guess, was that Arnold was a big place. It had a lot of structure. I was a junior, but I had my own office, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like,
what a world!
Yeah.
no one even has like offices period now, or if they do, I think hybrid's kind of the thing, the hot thing right now. But back then it was kind of crazy to have like just be coming into advertising early and have like your own space. I mean, there was no windows. It was kind of sad. It was probably like a converted closet. Yeah. But I can't complain. But whatever. I don't know. I had a job. I had enough money to start paying back those student loans, so it was all good. And then later, Dídima had stayed in contact with a bunch of contacts he made at school, right?
Yeah. And then, it was a little hard talking, about international things. The legal part, it gets hard, So when I finished school, actually like get, you're on a student visa, so get a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
It's challenging, a lot of times you don't get the internship. My visa didn't like allow to have the internship program, so I only could get directly a full-time job. And when you're a junior, for someone to take a risk on you, it's hard, and they have to like also like they need to like prove so many things, and you're not like taking any job from any American person, and you're like, I don't know, it gets like complicated.
Yeah, basically, you need to bring in. You got to bring in lawyers. It's expensive. So for a person at the very beginning of their career, it's hard. It's a lot of agencies don't want to put that effort into it.
Yeah, so I put like a lot of. I've been in touch, with so many people. Like with it, I was one person, the ECD at Taxi. Dave Clemens, loved him, and he believed on me since the beginning. And like I think I like called the office to the reception like every week. No kidding.
I bet you have to stay on it.
Yeah, every week I call, I will ask for him, and we like all brainstorming different ways to make it work. Like they hire me from Canada, they hire me from these things. Like we try for like so long different ways to like make it legally for me to work there. The thing I wind up doing, I don't recommend people to do this. Not my legal advice, but Dan and I, we got married, it's like,
just to be clear, this was not a fraud thing. Like we were in a long-term relationship already, but at that point we
it's not a hack that we recommend people, but we did it. We got married, we've been together for like 2 years. Before at the school. We got married, and later I got a green card, and from there on was like very easy. So like when I took a picture with like a huge American flag. Also was like July 5th, so it was like just all American flags all over. So I took this American flag. I took a picture. I sent it to the ECD at Taxi, and he called me back, and he was like, "I have a job for you."
Wow.
So it's like so it's like, come to the office, come to New York, we just like chat. And I went there, and like, I think 2 weeks later, I was just like looking for apartments in New York. So it was like,
great story.
It was like, honestly, like, it was a lot of like, I don't know, hard times, and a lot of like, keep trying, but like, you honestly pay off.
You just need that one person that believes in you, right?
Did you have to, I'm just curious about this, because I've heard stories that like of friends who wanted to get married genuinely, like not that you guys didn't, but they wanted also to genuinely get married, and they still had a lot of hoops to jump to prove that they weren't getting married just to get a green card, that they actually have had a long relationship and loved each other and everything. Did you guys have to do that?
This is portfolio legal advice. I like it. We actually have to hire a lawyer, and like we found out that because I came back, so I came to Spain, and actually I was looking for jobs too in the UK. Well, that was in Boston or New York, I don't remember. And so I was like looking for jobs here in Europe, but we decided that we wanted to be together, right? So I come back just to be for like 3 months on my tourist visa. And later we decided to get married, and then we had to hire a lawyer, and the lawyer actually advised us, you cannot get married on a tourist visa because then that's a fraud.
Wow.
So,
it looks bad. It's like what you do is you just literally just overstay your visa and just don't worry about it. Like, just let that shit expire. Stay there. Like get married, do your wedding, like do a real wedding. okay, we had no idea. We were like because you would assume the legal way is like, oh no, like the
Do it
visa
right in the visa.
hurry
Yeah.
up and do it. Yeah, we should hurry up and get married. But no, he was like, no, you wanted that. Like, you guys have a real relationship. Like, you don't like try to come. Don't make it look like you came over on a tourist visa with the intention of like getting married to an American.
Actually, that is like very embarrassing, but like the lawyer, another recommendation, it was like the hoops thing, how to make it easier was bring an album with your wedding photos. So
And,
Dan and I,
and just other photos.
another photo. So we actually design.
So this is good. This is good advertising advice too. You know, if you like when you're going in for your interview to get your green card through a marriage in our case, you're pitching them on your case, right? In a way, I mean, a lot of it is them just asking you factual questions, but there's another side to it. That's the boring account side where they would make you answer the RFP, but also once you get to the pitch, you need to present a little.
Yeah. Our wedding album, actually I designed another album, they covered with a history. So
Yeah.
it was a full on like thing. And I bet the person, the officer, like he opened it and he was like, stop. That's it. She loved it. She loved the photos and this thing. And she was like, that.
Yeah, because the key is like you
Real
can have like you can have the whole story and it's fine. But if you see one image of us together dating two years ago
Traveling,
or
with
doing
family,
or
doing
with each
things
other's
like that.
families, it's like, oh, boom.
Is there any like big differences between the advertising styles of Spain and America that you've noticed just living there?
Yeah, I think that like to me, it feels a little simpler,
Mm-hmm.
Finland is more like straight communicating one single point, like I think sometimes in the States, like now, like, I don't know, it's trying to do so many things,
Complicated.
so big, all these executions, like Disney have to do this. And sometimes it's just, a nice insight, a nice simple, a clear way to communicate it. So I think that like I find it some work that I see, not that like I work with a lot of Spanish places, but the work that they produce, you know,
Yeah.
like I think that it tends to be like that, like a nice insight, simply
Love that.
executed.
Absolutely. The work in America, I mean, I think it's also just like clients have gotten into a bad habit of wanting to communicate so many things
Yeah.
while saving money with the one execution. The best ideas that win awards are the most simple of things.
Mhm.
Is there anything out there right now that you guys have loved, like work-wise?
Yeah, I think I'm talking like about the Spain, like David Madrid, he did the IKEA, like how's the tagline, like proudly, like second best. They did it for the parents.
Love that. Mhm.
I love how like I know it's so hard. I find it so hard for IKEA, a big brand that keeps doing like work and I keep doing great work and like doing something so simple and so like simply executed. I don't know. I just love like the camera pushing on the stool, pulling back, and you see like actually the baby, the mom, the baby is on the mom's lap, and it's like the stool, or the chair is not used. They're not using the IKEA products, and they're just like with their parents, so it's kind of proudly second best. So,
Yeah, I
That's so
love that. I
It's-
love the work David does.
I know. It's so funny that you mentioned that because honestly, it was Amazon Prime Day yesterday, and I literally was trying to buy a stool for my daughter for the bathroom. So it's just like so coincidental, but I loved that campaign. It was really, really beautifully done.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Dan? Anything out there that has caught your eye?
In the global advertising space or in Spain?
In the global advertising space.
Anywhere.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think there was one I liked. I had to like browse my LinkedIn and see what I've like liked. Honestly, I'm not really good at keeping up with like the industry, but so I was like, what have I liked? What do I like? It's always hard to think. So I found one that was like, I think it was Johannes Leonardo just launched like the VW is coming back with the bus, like an electrified version. I think it has some stupid name. I don't know if it's called the bus, but you know the one, and it's cool. They did like a great outdoor campaign that's just like very very simplistic, but it's like classic. It's like almost back to VW's roots, you know, just very simple, very focused on the car and very clever lines. And I love that. And there was one in particular that I saw on LinkedIn that I think someone put a post up and they're like copywriting it back, and it was like, it was cool because it was like it was just a front view, or sorry, a rear view of this new VW bus. And it says it's back, and then the next thing shows the front. And says it's front, like IT is. It's front, and then it shows the side, says it's side, and then it flips it around, shows the back, and said it's back again.
Yeah,
Which was also great because it was a copywriting standpoint, like the when it's like a it's like contraction, and when it's a possessive it's just very very fun and clever how they deployed that.
I know, it's funny. I actually like, obviously they did not make a grammatical like mistake, but I had to like double check in my head to make sure where's that one like have an apostrophe.
That's what I like about it, because it has that second level or third level where like, I mean, it's got like the two levels of cleverness, and then also the third one where like nerds like us are like, wait, did they do that right? Oh, I see what they did.
They did.
They did. Yeah. And I also love that I feel like, at least as of now, that was a joke that AI could not make. ChatGPT could not have written that headline. So it was really nice to see that there is still like space to like wow people with writing and simple, beautiful art direction.
Yeah, I love the art direction on that too.
Yeah, me too.
So colorful.
Yeah. We're on a simple face now.
Yeah,
we're
a simple face.
Yeah. We're like to see the basic.
We're like return to tradition people for advertising.
Love it. Yeah. We love it. And it's the one thing we really have to like harp on our students too. Like the portfolios that are student portfolios that are like really fun to go through. They're just honestly like really simple, but fun. Like you see their personalities, but the work is simple, you know?
The idea is just so clear.
Yeah, you need to get it quickly, you know? And I think that now, like, you know, nowadays, like, people are doing 1,000 things, looking the phone, looking the computer at the same time, you know, it's just kind of like something like you see it and you get it, you know? And it's great like that. It's something like, I want to see it again, you know, and you get more, that's like even better, but you need to get it at the first time, you know, at least so impressed.
And the thing is we always like find work. We have like an inspiration Slack channel, and we're always like finding work, and we're always like, we love this, and this could have been done by a student. Like that copywriting piece there, that VW piece, 100% would have been so easy for the student to make. But it's a level of thinking that makes it shine.
Yeah, that's why I actually love looking at student books sometimes, because sometimes it's just like they have a really clear idea and they write a really nice headline and make it look really, really beautiful and stunning. And you're like, that's awesome. Like, this is what I crave, you know? I crave clear communications.
Yes. Well, let's get into the heart of the podcast. We are going to look at the work of Monica Melber. She is an art director. She went to school in Chicago, but she's currently located in Kansas City. And she is so awesome. And she's looking for a job literally anywhere right now.
She's open, which is awesome.
She could move to New York, to Chicago, to LA. She's like, I am open, which I love in a student, like that willingness to follow a great job, you know? So I'd love to know what you guys thought. Like when you first see this, like what do you guys think about her landing page here?
I like it. I think it was like, I don't know, clean. I like it, like when you scroll and you see the campaigns, there's no 1,000 campaigns, you know, that overwhelms you, you know? So it's like simple to walk through, and like, I don't know, I like the hover thing and the little
the little, whatever that scribble thing you did.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah,
I like that stuff,
Yeah, so like, I had like a good impression when I saw it, you know? I thought it was like very nice, professional, put together, you know, elevated.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go in order of campaigns, or do you do first and last, or what's your process there?
Honestly, sometimes the first one is the one I do, but later I just like whatever I feel like. It calls my attention, you know? Something
Yeah.
like I do like chew, something like that. And like if I like it, you keep looking, you know, and like, you know, and like you end up sometimes you end up like looking everything, you know, like just like
Yeah. You don't have time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, definitely I mean, if it's a student book, especially, I'll see the first because that's what I assume you want me to see first.
Yeah.
You're probably putting your best foot forward. So for sure. Other than that, I usually just kind of click around whatever. I'm like,
we don't have a
ooh,
process.
ooh,
Yeah.
soju. What is that? you know?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's nice to hear like everybody's different take on it.
It
Yeah.
really is, because everybody has a different method we're learning. There is no right or wrong way. Like when I was a student, I just specifically remember hearing you put your first and your last work as like your best pieces. And like sometimes recruiters say they'll do that, but it's less than I thought it would have been based on that one piece of advice when I was a student, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, and also recruiters are always just like, why don't you tell me what campaigns the agency should look at? It's like, give me your three best. You're like,
I know. I know.
Dude, you know, it just depends who you're talking to, you know, like
Yeah, it really does.
Yes.
And honestly, all like 5 or 6 of your pieces should be good. So like it truly doesn't matter, you know. Okay, so we start here with copper tone. I'll just read the descriptive copy really quick, just in case people aren't looking at their screen. But so copper tone, sweat-proof sunscreen for every athlete. Sports sunscreen is waterproof, but everybody sweats, not just athletes. To keep more people properly protected, we're turning everyday activities into sports and everyday people into athletes. With copper tone sport, anything is a sport if it makes you sweat. I'll play this one, and then we
Sitting here eating my heart out, waiting for some lover to call. Dialed about 1,000 numbers lately, almost hang the phone off the wall. Looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. I need some hot stuff, baby, tonight. I want some hot stuff, baby, this evening.
I was very surprised to see videos and
Yeah.
like this like edit and everything so nicely put together, and the idea, I don't know, I really like it. That was, you know, definitely makes me laugh, you know, when I saw it.
yeah,
this was honestly like so impressive that she's put together like a whole video for this. Like, hey, that's
Several
cool.
videos.
Yeah, several videos.
Several
Sorry, like, it's
videos.
like that's like very impressive, and it almost reminds me of like some directors like really like to pre-visualize what they're going to shoot. It's almost like that where she's like laid the whole thing out like exactly how it would be if it were an ad, and it's awesome. And yeah, and the idea, like we were talking about, the cleanliness of ideas, or whatever the proper word would be for that, and it's got it like it just makes sense. It's like a nice sum up. Anything could be a sport if it makes you sweat. She just like the nice integration of the copper tone sport logo in the line. It just wraps up cleanly, and it's funny idea. It's like not just that one, but all of them. You could go lots of places with this, and you could immediately see like other situations that would make you sweat. Like, you're like,
yeah, the legs on it, tons of
legs.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was my favorite. The first one with the chicken wings was my favorite one from the different videos, the situations, and because I think that she took it a little more like out there. I love like this with the buffalo sauce, and I put in the lips, the SPF bulb thing. So I like it like that, like when she puts it a little more, and I think that that's, I think she can come up with so many more scenarios and like push it and have fun with it. Just get out there, go
The
crazy.
idea, the scenarios, like you could get super quirky with them. I mean, the pan down to the buffalo wing, I was like,
Yeah.
that's good. Like,
Nice.
and I also just, I mean, it's such a good way to show the product benefit. Like, this is sweat-proof sunscreen. Boom. Like, you see a sweaty forehead. It's so simple. I love it.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, and it can mix with chicken grease and
Anything cuts right through it.
I love it. Yeah, like you said, like the she's got great, like you can tell she has great like humorous instincts too, because like a little reveal shot, or like this sometimes when the people spray themselves. Stuff like that is great. I love those little touches.
Yeah, absolutely. And she has like some nice like extensions for this. It feels incredibly 360.
It does.
And I mean, yeah, if anything, I want like more, but it's a good, solid idea.
But I think it's good like that, like the good amount that makes you like keep thinking. Just like you're seeing and then C doesn't spell out everything. It's just like C opens the door. It's like, it could be so much more. So I think that's like the good thing.
Yeah.
You see the potential.
Yeah, I like that. Like you could make lots of. I think we're all saying like, yeah, you could see more of that. Maybe go even more unexpected. Like the chicken one was great because it's not like a traditional sweat thing, and it's outside of like the sport category completely.
Yeah.
So that's great. Or like, what else makes you sweat? Like your ex calls you and you're suddenly nervous.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Could just like produce sweat.
Yeah, you can do with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter is the most pale person I've ever met in my entire life. So I have sunscreen with me at all times now. Like it's always on my body, which is hilarious.
I think I saw it in the back of our Zoom yesterday. It's like probably everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Do you do like the 100 SPF thing for your kids?
It's like 50 to 80.
There's not an ounce of sun that's breaking this barrier.
It's amazing.
Okay, let's go back to Spotify here. Okay, so Spotify here, it was shortlisted for the young ones, which is
so cool.
Really cool for her. So Spotify audiobooks. Spotify is introducing audiobooks and wants to target Gen Z for their top users, books you love, read by voices you know. All right, what do you guys think?
That was cool. Yeah. Another like just very, very impressive full video, like full like case study put together. Like
Yeah.
No, like very cool idea. Like it just makes sense, It's like it's easy to understand. Like it's the you don't know books, but you know the artist, so that's such a great way to get more people into your service.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Like I love like in all her book, I would say like Monica, she like had like clear ideas, than they just like communicate. That's just like a simple thought, than like that I feel like I appreciate that. It's not over complicated, trying to do it. It's just like Spotify has audiobooks. Okay, people go to Spotify because they like the artist. Let's have this artist, read the books.
So
That's
good.
it, It's just so simple. It's just like I think it's what it works the best,
I also like how she expanded on it though, because like she had also what's it called, the library card
yeah,
thing.
that was very nice.
So yeah, because that's just I mean, that's very natural for Spotify because they're already famous for like their end of year apps and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Right.
showing how that could like work for their brand for this particular product is cool. You know, I like how she's thought through it a bit. You know,
I
dark
agree.
action is cool as well.
The TikTok and stuff. Yeah.
I also think just like a natural extension of it is like you being able to share on social like your favorite, if there was like a paragraph that like really spoke to you or something, you could like share just an excerpt of the story, you know, to get people hooked in. But yeah, I love it. It feels like just like fun bedtime stories, you know, like just
Totally, yeah. When you were mentioning the little like snippets, you know, I was thinking like that, like for like TikTok or something, like having some sounds of like specific things that you could share and you could create a video. Yeah, I think that the same thing with like the same thing similar to the copper town. I think like you can see how this idea you can do much more with it, you know,
Yeah.
like even like on a concert, you know, in a Lisa concert, like she can like on a little break go and you know sing the you know the audiobook, you know, something like that you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Love
don't know. I feel like you can do like many things with it. You can have people voting, you know, like selecting who for this book, who do you want to like sing it, you know,
Yes.
something like that, you know,
Who would be the best fit for this story? Yeah, love that.
and for people to participate on it. So I think that you can do like, you know, the idea is like so clear, you know, and simple. I mean, that's the thing is like to the point that I think that it allows you to like make more things for it. You know what you have to communicate, and you can have fun.
Yep.
Expand it.
I'm also like a sucker for a fantastic tagline. And at the end of her case study, she had something like books are instrumental or stories are instrumental. And I feel like I want to see that even more throughout the campaign because I love that line. It's a great line.
I totally missed that. That's great. Yeah.
It was like just like real quick at the very end of the case study. And I was like, what was that? That's so good. Like, I feel like that could be like just throughout the campaign more because it's like just a very good line.
Yeah, talking about the video, maybe like for art direction, like here, picky thing, because I
Yeah.
love the art direction through like how she executed. You know, I always like seeing some of these art directions throughout the video too. That she put together. You know, like
I agree with that.
maybe like the you know, maybe like the treatment and she used like the tear paper thing or like the library cards with it, you know, the typeface, something like that. I think and to keep it more cohesive, you know.
That's a great idea.
Like
Those are good builds.
the same thing. I think I will.
Yeah, I know that's like asking a lot
no,
when you've
Monica,
already
you don't have to do
when you've
this.
already made it like an amazing like case study video of
Yeah,
this.
it's all great. I get the idea.
But we were drawn to like that art direction of like having the artist and then there's like a paper tear with the book showing through like that. That's like
Very
a cool
cool.
visual. So like yeah, if you I think what you're saying is like you repeated an element like that, you know, and
Yeah.
incorporated that into your other stuff, like that would be
Yeah.
sweet.
So
Two
cool.
for two.
2 for 2.
The first last.
I don't know. Let me go. Okay, so here's a note for Monica. I wish
I think that was first last.
there was a way to go back to the page a little bit easier. Yeah.
That
Oh,
out.
I love that going back once you say ET phone home.
Oh, does ET phone home take you to the home?
Yeah, it takes you to the home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
For some reason, I thought every time I looked at that was gonna make me
Call her or something. That's what I thought too.
yeah, email her or open up a contact form or something.
Yeah, it is humorous, but it does seem like some sort of weird Easter egg or a contact form.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well, sorry, Monaco. You were right. You had that there.
We did have
You did not get it.
it was over our heads.
Yeah.
It might just be a personal preference thing in my case, but I never use like the little arrow like next.
Me either.
No, I don't
I just
either.
want to see the list again. You know,
Same.
some people put all the list at the bottom, or you just see if you have a simple nav just to show them again.
So we've done the first and the last. Okay, so Jinro Soju would be second, I suppose, in her list. Foreign booze for foreign concepts. To get Americans to drink Jinro Soju, a brand and type of alcohol they've never heard of, we're going to lean into the foreignness instead of trying to overcome it. When you misspeak, when the convo is just over your head, not in your lane or too boring to care about, reach for Jinro Soju instead and know something they don't. So the first ad reads, when the group starts talking about Benghazi, but you've never met him, know something they don't. Jinro Soju. And your girlfriend's boss is worried about liquidity, so you got him napkins. Know something they don't. Jinro Soju. Would love to know what you guys think about this campaign.
I love that direction of it. Actually, it was my favorite art direction of it. Like, the colors is like very nice. It doesn't feel like a student work.
Yep.
It has like face and eye.
Yep.
Then it takes time to like build that. So I love like her type, the illustration, the colors. So I really love the whole art direction.
Yep.
The idea, like, Dana, we talk a little bit about this. Sorry.
No.
Sorry about it.
Yeah, like I understood it. Like, I think I took a moment to understand it.
Yes.
This one, like that, how I understood it, that was like, everyone like knows something, and it's like this one is the thing that they don't know about it, right? It's like the more like insider, like secret thing. Everyone ordered the traditional vodka whiskey, but you ordered this one. They don't know what they're missing. Kind of like this secret thing, and you're part of this like group. Then they may know these things, but you have this special thing that you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's where I understood it.
Yeah.
Dan,
So, unfortunately for me, yeah, I didn't get this one. I agree with everyone that this has amazing art direction, and this has good lines too. Like they're funny, But it just like the at the end, it didn't come together for me. I wasn't quite sure what they wanted to say. And if your hypothesis is that people don't know what soju is, which I might challenge you, but maybe not in Kansas City, Miss, but around the world, there's soju. And yeah, if we proceed from the point, I agree. It's not a popular drink. It's outside of like Korean restaurants. You probably don't see it much. But if we proceed from that point, I think I need more at the end, because then you're telling me know something they don't, but I still don't know what it is. I still don't know what Jinro Soju is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's where it falls short for me. I wish there was like a cleaner wrap up, or like I just struggle a little bit with like conceptually with what you're trying to communicate here.
Especially compared to her other two we just saw and like got right then. Like
the other ones
it just takes a little longer.
Yeah. Because I think what you were mentioning, because that's the thing. Everything is written for people now already know what soju is, right? You're talking to the person already drink it, but her write up is to get Americans to drink, So it's just like you're trying to get people that they don't know what it is, or you're talking to the people that know what it is,
Yeah.
And like it gets a little.
I really do think it's like a wrap up line situation.
Yeah, I like how it looks with like I love this style, and it feels like
It's like
very true to this brand. Yeah, I think it's just like I think what you're going for is like that you may not like all the things that are like silly. You don't understand the conversation or what people are talking about or don't care or whatever. So I think it's like you may not know everything, but at least you know what a good drink is.
That could be it too. Like you don't have to know everything; you just have to know good drinks or something like that. That could work really well.
Find like I think that's like ultimately what she's saying with it. So just find like a nice, clean way to say that, and you'll ace it.
Boom! I agree. That's the best thought there. I like that. Okay, I personally really like Crayola.
I really like Crayola too.
Not supposed to influence this discussion, but
I know.
So Crayola is climate crayons. As climate change advances, our world isn't just losing valuable biodiversity and resources, it's losing its color. So to inspire and empower our communities to take action, Crayola isn't going green, we're going gray. Color more than paper. Print ad taken straight from nature. Dead tree. Color more than paper. Let's make art a force of nature. Melted ice cap. Color more than paper. What do you guys think about this one?
I like the idea. I think that direction could be pushed. Like I think compared to the other work that we have seen with like her Spotify and her like Soju one, I think this one, to me, that direction I think could be much more elevated. And I think that maybe like one thing, maybe like the hierarchy. I think I kind of want to see the name of the crayon first, and I see the headline. I think to me it's the most powerful thing and like the biggest statement that you're making. So I kind of want to like, because I got it, it got more interesting for me, the idea, when I read the name, but that thing was secondary to it. And I feel like I want to see the name, the crayon and the name first. I feel that I don't need to see the scratching thing. And if I want to do the scratching, I feel I want to be a real crayon and not digital.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if I'm selling crayons, I want to see like graded up. But I don't feel that you need it. I think with a nice visual photography, having the crayon, like a real crayon, like that, in the color with a name, and later under you have your, you know, your
Like you saw like a really zoomed in picture of like a burning forest, and then it was just like the crayon was like negative spaced out of that picture.
yes.
And then you just saw, you know, burning sky written on it, like an outline of the crayon or something like that. I agree that could be a little bit more strong. And maybe she wouldn't even need the headlines then.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that because it's such a like visual idea, then I think that, and crayon in general, the brand, I think you want something very striking and artistic. You
Yeah.
know, it's,
Yeah,
yeah.
I completely agree with you on that.
Great.
And it's such a strong idea. And she's such a good art director. The art direction absolutely could be elevated on this.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you guys are both spot on. Like the crayon is where it's at, and like you said, Sarah, again, if you go in, show us a little more clearly with like, you know, get a bigger image so we can really see what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The crayon's the thing, and then the other thing is just like, you know, what you have as your headlines now is more like subcopy. You know, like you're just
100%.
clarifying a little bit why it's a bleached coral crayon. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the photography too. I think I could be like, you know, I feel like little forced desaturated. You know, like to that. This is things that happen in real life. You know, so like the color, then you're not making this thing up. You know, this is like a burned forest. You know, I think I want to see that without having to like adjust the color to mute it that much. And another thought that I had, than to make it a little more impactful, uh, maybe caption the like the photography. Maybe you say like, I don't know, like, you
Like
know, like the,
Sonoma, California.
yeah, you know, Canada is
Yeah.
this thing of the year or something like that, because I think that makes it more like urgent. You know, this problem that is happening.
This is happening here right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that like could be like a,
That could be really cool. I love that ad.
you know.
Yeah. I also
That
want to
could be
see
cooler than maybe even the tagline.
that. I mean, basically, what your campaign is saying is like our world, like we need to recolor our world because it's like the color is being drained from our world, and we need to fix it. You know, we need to color it again. So I don't know. I feel like there's like a better way to say that probably.
But you don't need to like, the things that you don't need to color. The world itself had like color, but it's losing. So it's like bring back the color. So like keep
Love
the
that.
Yeah,
Our world
keep
brings back the
color,
color.
keep nature's color alive. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not saying to like overwrite it. I just mean like color more than with. I think the paper part trips us up probably because I think that brings it to.
Yeah.
I think you
I
want to
also
just.
think that recolor our world or bring the color back, something like that you guys have suggested, acts as a little bit of a double entendre for just Crayola brand in general. So it's a little bit broader in terms of like a brand idea, you know?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think what this is going for, right? It's making a statement. It's just like trying to like help.
Yeah, no, that's a really important point, Sarah, because like I think we were complimenting her on some of the other stuff that just made so much sense for the brand she was working with, like the. So that another thing, if you can really distill what the brand is about in general and make it make sense for this campaign in particular, it's even stronger.
All right, well, let's check out her About Me page. Hey, what's up? Hello. My name is Monica, and yes, I was, in fact, named after Monica on Friends. I'm an art director born and raised in Kansas City. I'm proud to call it home. Nowhere matches the kind-hearted energy of the great Midwest. I'm 95% right-brained, which means even my creative outlets have outlets. So go ahead and click on any image in my creative gallery below to expand and learn more about me.
I think that was very fun. Just even the idea to have this, like
I do too.
Yeah,
You know,
this
it's
is
not
cool.
like
This is
yeah.
cool because everyone has to write a little factoid about themselves, but I like how you've laid it out in like little images to tell the story. It's nice.
Yep.
That's
And
nice
the
for
middle one's like an homage to Friends.
Oh, also,
Yeah.
I just noticed one of these has like some branding work.
Yeah.
If you've got more branding work, maybe throw that on a page in your portfolio.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do that sort of thing, or be seen as a person who does design
Yeah.
as well.
There are some things here that are so cool that I feel like they could be their own sections of her actual portfolio.
They
You know,
get lost.
yeah, they get lost.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I really, really wanted this to be the Friends couch.
Yeah, I remember coming here that.
I never liked Friends, so I wasn't sure. I thought it might be. That's not the Friends couch.
No, it's not.
No, there's like this classic orange couch. That's the Friends couch.
All right, number one advice: go out and buy the actual Friends couch.
Yeah. Just Photoshop yourself.
You just spruce up your portfolio.
Yeah, but I mean, this is fun. I actually really like seeing different takes on like that like standard about me photo you have to include.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a really fun way the
Yeah.
hover state.
Yeah, because something like everyone, any creative struggles with, your about page is like such a like hard thing. Talk about you, like how to make it different. But I think she did it. She did in a way that I have not seen it before with the images and the gallery. So
No, I haven't really seen that before.
Yeah, it's very unique. I agree. All right, cool. Well, if there is, one takeaway we could as a group have after talking about like the work we liked and the work Monica's done, like what do you think a piece of advice or a takeaway could be from this conversation?
I think that we talk about like keeping it simple, and bringing it back to the idea. So I think to me, like from the examples in the real world to like Monica's portfolio, that I can see like she really like did it. Her whole portfolio, her campaigns were pretty clear overall what she wanted to communicate. So I think that that's kind of like, don't try to overcomplicate it. Don't try 1,000 messages. When people say it, get something out of it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what she said.
Keep it simple.
No, I think that's good. Like always, I think I agree. That came up a lot. Like we're always like, oh, this is like the really cool thing about this one. So bring that. Whether it was like the Spotify thing, like your art direction is cool. Like make that a consistent element that we see more. Stuff like that. Like we like that, and as long as we understand the idea right away, like that's where you want to be. Because then we can appreciate all the rest. Once you understand the idea, you can appreciate the rest. You can like laugh at the lines or or enjoy like the art direction and like how well crafted something is, but you have to get it first.
100%. I can't wait to see where Monica ends up. I do think she's going to end up at a cool agency.
I do
Yeah,
too.
this is a good book. Yeah, and like I know we were hard on the soju a little bit, but like we all see the potential.
Yeah.
The Crayola, we all had a ton of feedback on the Crayola. I know we just gave her like 85 notes on it, but her 85 notes is because we all see like there's a good idea there.
Absolutely.
Is it a little? It could be a great idea.
Yeah, it's like a conversation. Something if you put something that you cannot talk about it. I think that's what is the problem. But if you get people to talk about it, and I see the potential and I extend it on it, I think that's what is something good.
Mm-hmm. And thank you both also so much for being here.
Well, thank you so much for having us. It's been like great, honestly. And talking, it feels like talking like no time passed. We like a whole decade like this.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So thank you guys, and it's really awesome what you guys are doing with Book 180. So, thanks, guys.
Bye.